We are not begging for you to be kind, but what we are begging for you to be kind towards others. In this world, if you be kind to other people, that in return will bring blessings and opportunities to you. Most people don't understand that. They think that at the end of the day, that they should be kind only to family and friends, and that is not the approach. The approach is to be kind to other people, and when you be kind to other people, there's so many things that happen for you that goodness comes out of it, and it's something that is priceless because being a cheerful giver is something that will reward you for a lifetime and not just for a short time. And is something that I know a lot of people have problems with because they don't know how to be kind. Growing up in their childhood days, people was unkind to them, bullying them. And when it is now that they on top, meaning they may be a manager of a company, a business owner, they think that being unkind to others, that is something that they feel they are getting some benefit out of because back then people was bullying them. So they have the opportunity now and the authority to do that. No, my friend. In the end, you will live a miserable life. Raquel, what
Mm.
are your take on that?
Well, good morning to you, Antonio. Thank you so much. Again, yes, this is such an important topic, and I know we didn't cover it last week, but it's always a great thing to practice kindness lately. People, they get lost in what exactly to do. They always come and ask me, "Well, how do I practice kindness? What am I supposed to do?" And for me, the simplest thing is, look within yourself first. You have to start being kind, and looking within yourself first, that would be the first place. Then looking around your surroundings, looking around you, what is it that you have around you? Was it is your family, your own personal space? You have to learn how to be kind within yourself first before you can give out to others. Then look into your neighbor, look into your community, in your workplace, or in your job, and if it's necessarily that you go to an actual place. But you actually need to start doing these things in your professional space as well, because a lot of people, you don't know what their battle is, you don't know what they're going through, that you just share your kindness, you just share that, exude that niceness, you will be changing that person's day. You could be saving a life. I always try to say that, I know it sounds very drastic, but it is true. Just by sitting there and listening to somebody for a few minutes, maybe they were just venting, maybe they're just having a bad day, maybe they're just going through a tough time at home, they feel unheard, they feel unseen. All of these things, they play an essential part at the end of the day. But we have to be open to just being kind and listening. Having a listening ear is so important nowadays, Antonio. I honestly believe that. I need somebody to listen to me sometimes if I just want to, vent and focus on my day because something didn't go right, or maybe because I'm having an issue with a client. Just having that space where I can just vent would just, help my kindness come back, sort of. That's why it's important to say lead with kindness. I know it's easier said than done, but that's why we say lead with kindness. And this is very much a plea for people to start leading with kindness, because it's important in life. It will determine the positive steps that you have towards facing your day, facing your week, and eventually facing your whole month and your goals.
Hmm, love that, Raquel, definitely. And the thing about it is that we don't want you all to be kind to us because I believe that I know how to deal with unkind people. But some people, they do not know how to deal with unkind people, and that just breaks down their self-esteem. It
Hmm.
breaks down their day, and the world will be a much better place for people who in authority, people who supposed to be superior over another, to be kind to them. And you do not have to be kind to someone else, but it's a plea that we are asking you to be kind because we realize that kindness, it brings so much blessings. It is something that will even better you. We know some people face depression, and sometimes you may have all the financial gain but still facing depression. let's be real, people. Money do not bring happiness. It just brings a sort of fulfillment that we could purchase stuff that others can't. But at the end of the day, kindness, peace is within you. You have to make peace within yourself before that you could see other people being kind or having that peace going forward. Having that peace within you is something that you need to really delve deep into. It's like a spiritual
Mhm.
blessings that you need to discover within yourself. And it's not just about showing someone kindness, but it's about you delving deep within yourself and realizing that, hey, I need to find peace within myself. And then when it is that I find that peace, then after, everything else surrounds you will become peaceful. The law of attraction is so true. What you deposit is what it is that you will gain. So deposit good seeds so that you can be able to reap good rewards. And that is the idea that we are putting out there. This is something that Raquel and I decided to do
Mhm.
on a weekly basis because we realize that a lot of people are not being kind. And we see it a lot, not just on LinkedIn platform, but we see it in our daily lives. When we go there, we see people being unkind to others. And
Oh,
it hurts
geez.
our heart because at the end of the day, we know some people can't deal with unkind people. And sometimes it get the best of us because we are human beings. We are very emotional and it's natural. So if you know that you yourself are emotional, why you are treating someone unkind to make them emotional in that state that they are feeling depressed, they are feeling that anxiety that
Mhm.
is coming upon them. So if it is you want people to be kind to you, be kind to yourself first, and then you will realize how great it is that your surroundings will reflect in a positive way for you and even for your loved ones.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you hit it really spot on, Antonio, because at the end of
Thank
the
you.
day, kindness is really a spiritual journey. It forces you to really dive deep into who you are, into the core of the person of who you are, and really and analyze yourself. Am I a really nice human being? Am I being kind, or how do I portray that? So I know that it took me years. I knew from the beginning, that when I was a child that I was a very nice person, but I just didn't know exactly how to the potential or the impact that I could be making in somebody's life. I just exuding this kindness and actually going out in the world and walking the talk. It's not just saying, "Hey, just be kind," but just be nice, just be a nice person, but actually going above and beyond that extra step of actually impacting people's lives and making a difference in their lives, because that is what feeds the soul, my soul. I know I've talked to you about this, and I told you that at the end of the day, whenever it's late at night and I go lay in my head on that pillow, and if I know that I made a change in someone's life, or that I impacted somebody in a positive way, that is what feeds my soul. That is the day when I say, okay, my deeds were good today. They were productive. I was productive, and I actually made a change, and I made an impact. So it relates back to impact. I'm in this whole social impact realm, but it doesn't have to be in a grand scale for everyone. Everybody's like, "Oh, I'm not a superhero," or "I don't try." I don't see myself as a superhero. It's not a matter of seeing yourself as a hero. I don't see myself as a hero either. Other people, regard me as that. But I'm honest to God, like I am just leading what I would do every day. I would try to go out there and make a difference in somebody's life in a positive way. I'm just being nice because that's who I am to the core. And that is, again, that took me years of spiritual diving, of really figuring out who I am as an individual. Needless to say, it's never too late. There's really no time or place to say, oh, when am I supposed to be kind? It doesn't have a time or a place. It just, you have to really look into yourself, into your heart, and say, who am I? And if this is the person, then I plea you to be kind, on a daily basis.
Hmm. Yes, and I think personally that it have people out there who needs training to be kind because they don't
Mhm.
know how to be kind, and everything starts from your childhood days. If it is in school days, growing up in your community, you wasn't that person who people would have much interest in, and they were bullying you, and you was not that top kid in your environment. When it is that you reach adult stage and you get that opportunity to be unkind to others because of your profession or because of your entrepreneurship, you tend to be kind to others because you think that they owe you, and that is something that is a mental state that someone is in and they really need help. You
Yes.
know, this is something that people may not talk about, but it's true. Because if someone was to delve deep into understanding why are you being unkind, they will start to tell you their childhood days. And
Mm-hmm.
because someone be unkind to you so many years ago, that as a child, it always grow with you in terms of different stages in your life. They say your dreams as a child is your reality as an adult, right?
Oh, wow.
So it's so thought provoking to know that some people out there do not even know that they have a problem. It's only when it is someone delves deep, like a psychologist or someone who's just having that conversation with them, and it takes someone close to them to really get
Mm-hmm.
to get that information from them, whether it be a great friend or a significant other. And it's very unfortunate to know that that situation occurred with you in your childhood days, but it don't mean that you should be unkind in your adult
Mm-hmm.
stage. Life is something that because someone do you something, you don't have to do someone something else. That's why we have a source, which is the creator, and with the creator, he will handle whatever difficulties that we face. So we don't have to try to be the source and take it into our own measures. And
Absolutely.
this now is something that it's not just being kind, but it's being knowing yourself as an individual, right? So it comes with spirituality, it comes with knowing yourself as an individual, because a lot of people out here, Raquel, do not know
Mm-hmm.
themselves. That's why it is that they are lost. When it is you
Mm-hmm.
ask the why and the what, they don't even know how to answer because they never sit and delve deep to really know themselves. Once you know yourself, you could do or achieve anything that you want to because you know what not to do and then you know what to do. You know, so this
Mm-hmm.
is something that could
Mm-hmm.
be a topic that we could go into in depth, but I would just leave it like that. But it's
Yeah.
thought provoking for you so that you
Mm.
now could, when you have time, sit down and delve deep within yourself. A great thing that I do that I would recommend to you is that at the end of your day, self reflect yourself as in
Yeah.
terms of the positives that went on in your day and the negatives, and try to understand why did you did the positives or why did positives happen to you, and also try to understand why negatives happen to you or why did you do negatives, and in that way you could be able to assess as to where you went wrong and better the day going forward, which will be the next day.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, you cover so much in that, and we'll probably have to leave it that topic for another time for
Mhm.
sure. There's just so much to talk about in this kindness aspect. For example, one of the things that I've always found, you alluded to that is saying, a person maybe they're unkind or they're mean or they're bullies nowadays as an adult because they were hurt as a child or whatever trauma they went through as a child. But that, again, kindness ends up being a choice, Antonio. I was bullied so much for so many
Mhm.
years, and in middle school, elementary, middle school, and even in high school, that you would think, "Oh, girl, you went through a lot, yet why are you so kind? Like, why are you so nice?" Because at the end of the day, I choose to be kind because I know that I don't want to make anybody else feel the way people used to make me feel just because I didn't speak the language or just because I wasn't wearing brand name clothes or just what for whatever reason it is, or I had an accent for whatever reason it is that they may have had, that they just hated me at that point, which nowadays, kids can be mean. But what I'm saying is it doesn't make sense to us adults, right? But they bring all that negativity. And you would think that because I was so mean and they were so mean and bitter to me, that I would be mean and bitter to somebody nowadays as an adult. No, it's going the complete opposite. It's because I went through that suffering and I went through that trauma. Is that I don't want even anybody else to feel that way. I don't want anybody else to go through that suffering or that pain because it's at the end of the day, it doesn't even it makes sense to me. Honest to God, it was like nonsense. But again, these are child's games that eventually, if you take them into your adulthood, they can turn very dangerous, and that's what we don't want. So it's again, we go to back to the title of this topic today. It's a plea for kindness. We are asking you, inject kindness in your life on a daily basis, from the most minor detail to a kind of a kindness act, however it is that you want to express that. But it is very important to never forget, and this live is a constant reminder, right? I know we do these weekly, but on a daily reminder, we have to remind ourselves, let's inject a little bit of kindness into our lives, which whatever, however you want to do that. But just try to be the best possible individual that you can be on a daily basis. Just be nice.
Yeah, definitely. And I vividly remembered, Raquel, in my primary school days, I was bullied where this guy used to take my lunch and take my
Oh,
money, and I had to
my
call my
gosh.
brother for him. And it was very unfortunate. But what's so great about it is that, yes, I was bullied in my primary school, which will be what? Elementary school,
Mm-hmm.
basically. And as I grow older, and this guy, he lived in my area. Um, when I reached like about maybe, let's say 16, 18, this guy couldn't bully me anymore because I actually grew in such a way that, A, I put a stop to that. When it is that he come to me and ask me for
Mm,
my lunch or food or anything like that, I basically let them know, hey, if it is that you want to dip in my pocket, we have to fight. And because I was bullied
yeah.
back then, it don't mean
Mm,
growing up to be adolescent, now an
mm,
adult, that I am going to bully people. No, no. Yes, I
exactly.
was bullied, but I changed my mindset in the sense that I don't have to do what he was doing to me. And that what some
Yeah.
people not getting, they think that what
Mm,
people did to them in the past, they have to do it. Maybe not to that same person, because that same person they cannot do it to, but to other people so that they will feel good within themselves. And that is the problem
yeah.
that a lot of people are having, and they will never come out and actually say it. But it is the problem, and that is the root cause. And to
Yeah.
this day, that
Absolutely.
guy, unfortunately, he has passed away because he started to do so much bad things that they end up killed him in
Mm,
an area in our country. And
mm,
unfortunately, it was very sad. But when it is you live by the gun, you will die by the gun. And karma, as they
yeah.
say, is something that is real. So when it is you feel being an adult now that you could bully people, maybe when it is that you get older and you're walking with that stick, maybe your children or maybe the daycare might be
Mm-hmm.
the ones to bully you, and you will want to know why it is that they're doing you this and doing you that. But you forgot
Mm-hmm.
that when you was maybe in your 20s, 30s, 40s, you was bullying your co-workers, you was bullying other people. And life is all about uh, what you sow, what you reap. And
Yeah,
it's
I know.
essentially just like that. So
Yeah.
you can't get away from it. Despite what you do, you cannot get away from it. But what you could do is be a better person and show people, hey, I was receiving that unfair
Mm-hmm.
treatment just like you, but I didn't take it into my own hands to deal with it. I just left it alone. But I tell people,
Mm,
hey, yes, somebody treating you bad, but don't go and try to treat them bad. Treat
exactly.
them with kindness. We are pleading for you to be kind.
Exactly. No, absolutely. I know it sounds so cliche that saying you reap what you sow, but at the end of the day, it is true. It is true. And we
It's true.
have to lead by example. And you have to walk the talk. You say, "Oh, yeah, I'm a nice person," but at the end of the day, you know who you are. You see yourself in front of that mirror and you know the type of person you are. And can you live with that person? Can you live with yourself? I always ask my question. I do the mirror exercise every single day, and I tell myself, this is who I am. This is who innately, essentially, you break me down, you pull all the layers. This is who I am. I'm genuinely a nice person, and I'm just trying to find a way just to, make an impact in the world, and just impact somebody's life, whether in an inspirational manner, motivational. Just be nice. Why can't we just get along? I always, sometimes I start discussions like that way, right? Why can't we just all get along? Black, white, green, blue, whatever color it is. Let's just all try to get along, seriously, because this world is in desperate need of more people with kind hearts. And if we like to leave people with that message for sure, just go out there and just be nice. Go out there and be kind. Oh, some people are saying they're sending messages. So let's give a couple of shout outs. Like Nadine is saying it's not selfish. It's not definitely being selfish. It's a selfless act. Being kind is, at the
Hmm.
end of the day, it's a choice, but it's a very important choice that we can make. And if we lead our lives that way, we're gonna be attracting so much of that good karma, so much of the blessings that you don't even know they're gonna in which form they're gonna come. That you may be having asking, to your creator, to your religious beliefs, the blessings that you've been trying to act and ask for, it may come to you just because you
Hmm.
open that channel of kindness, you open that channel of positivity, of giving instead of expecting to receive. So yes, I always try to live my life that way, and always start that way by being filled with gratitude and just trying to do the best for others as I can.
Yes, and I would like to leave the audience with black is the wall black, the color, and white is your wall white, which is the color. At the end of the day, is man who say this one is black, this one is white, this one is African, this one is of Indian descent. This is all to segregate people because it's not about what is your color or what is your ethnic background, but it's all about what is in your mind. Because we see in this world, it have black people who are so influential, who have a lot of financial gain, who are spiritually inclined, and then we see also to the other ethnic groups and colors as man-made and say black and white. So let's don't segregate ourselves because we are seeing now where in the world that interracial marriages are being taken place. So why it is that we still talking about black, white? I find that it not making any sense. That sounds very cliche to me. And I would tell anyone, encourage everyone just to support each other because at the end of the day, we bleed one color, which is red. That is what I know, right? So we don't have to say, hey, this one black, this one white. We all are brothers and sisters because we come from one source. So just remember that. And when people say, hey, you black, you white, in my mind, it's like, so what? And that is what your maybe forefathers said. But is it really true? We don't know. We know that we are human beings. We know that we have a spirit. We know that we have a creator, which is our source, right? We know that all of us are basically come from one source, so we are brothers and sisters, and live in harmony, not living in segregation. So don't let the world get you trapped into thinking one thing that they want you. It's more a mental war than a physical war because we are seeing now world war is not being taking place where it's shooting, bombing, and all these different things. It's more
Yeah,
mentally. So let's focus on the positive and create a better environment for ourselves, for generations to come, and most
absolutely.
importantly, our children is something that we have to understand that hey, what we put in them is what it is that they will achieve when it is that they get older. So we put in them good things, we put in them why it is that they should be getting an education, why it is that they should treat others the same way how it is that their mothers or fathers treated them, and the world will be a better place. But the
Absolutely.
problem is man make that problem on ourselves,
If you
unfortunately.
allow me to interject, yes, society and man honestly has the need to label, and the label. it creates that separation and that segregation. And so I always like to end and say, I speak one language. I speak the language of love. Period. Let's just kill it with that. I don't talk about religion. I don't talk about politics. I don't talk about all these things that segregate us and separate us, just because it for me is unnecessary and for me is not useful to that whole effort that we're trying to do, which is bringing humanity together. So I always say I speak one language. I speak the language of love, and that's it.
Awesome. And I would just like to leave with the audience today. Yes, we will hail everyone in the comment section when we finish this live, but we just wanted to share nuggets of information to you
Mhm.
about kindness and how some people tend to be unkind. And the goal is to be kind to everyone. And everyone, love, love, love you all. Thank you for attending our live. And those who on the watching in the replay, just type hashtag team replay so we'll know that it's you who's watching the replay. And see you all every Tuesday, 7 or 8 a.m. Sometimes we may have different times, but it's around 7, 8 a.m. EST, CST time. And we are here to always be kind to you. Reach out to us in our inbox on LinkedIn, connect with
Yes.
us because it's all about love. And today the motto is treat everyone with love. Thank you very much and do have a blessed